deploy one guy pregame.
Oh, what a
Okay.
terrible time for me to go live when I'm about to yawn. Terrible practice. Welcome back, everybody. It is Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. It's Monday, which means that I'm here with Rob, and we are exploring, what was it, rubber ducky scenario is what you call it?
Rubber duckies. Yes. Rubber duckies.
We'll have to see how true that is. So
How true is that?
while some setups going on here, this is this is actually a very interesting scenario just because of the like movement requirements and stuff that we'll get to see. But for those who are joining us and don't know, um, this scenario it's labeled FE-185 by the scenario archive, but the scan that I have does not have any number to it, which is seemingly pretty standard for the pack that this is from. And this is a continuation essentially of scenarios from Fnatic Enterprises' Polish pack. So this scenario, as you can see, at least in part, requires the Germans to use some boats, and they are going to use them to cross a river in order to take some bunkers. Now, in order to do this, they have some large rafts here, and these are very important for several reasons. You'll note that the boats have an M12 and a 14 PP. These are very important, and we'll see why as we get further into it. Uh, from the defending side, the Polish have a rather diminutive force, although technically it's like basically the same from both sides. The Germans have 9 squads, the Polish have 8, although half of those are green squads, so not terribly, not all that great. There are 2 bunkers or pillboxes that are going to be essentially part of the whole control process going on, and as well some machine guns that are located therein. Now, the German victory condition for this scenario is that they have to basically assure that no good order Polish MMC are in a pillbox at game end. There's multiple ways to accomplish this. Obviously, breaking the units is like the main thing, but even getting into CC, I'm not actually 100% sure how that categorizes in a pillbox, but normally units in melee are not in good order, so that is something to keep in mind. Some special scenario rules to look into or pay attention to. There's a river overlay. It's for whatever reason called a water-filled AT ditch. I don't know if that's the actual thing, but that's what they'll call it. It's considered a river with a moderate current going west, which in this case is the other way. There we go. Additionally, the Germans are, all the Germans, because they're all elites essentially, are all assault engineers and sappers. This is going to matter for clearance and presumably a couple of other things. Smoke, in particular, is a big one. And Polish elite and first line squads have assault fire capability, which doesn't really matter all that much when that's only half of their units. So getting to the boats, one thing to just keep in mind here is that the M12 means that every time that the Germans try to move the boats, they have to roll dice, and they need to get essentially less than 12. Actually, it might be less than 13 because 12 is inclusive. And failure to do so essentially means they don't move, and they spend the movement points doing so. Additionally, moving boats like this, I believe, costs more than 1 movement factor in open ground, which just means,
Yes.
yeah, which just means that your early game, if you want to call it that, movement is severely hampered, which is kind of annoying to be frank here. And then the 14 pp is very important because that is the portage points of the boats or rafts, however, whatever we want to call them right now. So a squad is 10, a leader is 1, and then obviously the support weapons have their portage point capacities. And yeah, pretty much we'll have to see what the Germans can do to try and break through this river stopgap and make their way across.
Yeah,
Oh, they are classified
should
as
be.
small.
I'd use the word interesting, and you could substitute whatever word you like.
feel I feel like there we'll come across we'll have feelings about this one, and then we'll come across a scenario that has dinghies and small rafts like the ones that are shown, but instead, whichever side might have artillery, perhaps smoke, to make things a little bit easier, but not the case.
Exactly, exactly. The lack of smoke should be, and the fact that we have to start greater than or equal to 3 hexes from the river
Mm-hmm.
means we have to kind of carry some boats while people shoot at us, which is always a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I'm deployed. Time will tell.
Sounds good. Um, I think what's the only thing here to keep in mind here? Each small raft is 3 boats, represents enough boats to transport 14, or if flipped over to its reverse side with 2 boats, carries 7 or less PP. Once in the water, a 3 boat counter may transform into 2 boat counter only to accommodate casualty reduction, combat losses. Yeah, there's a couple things about surviving, not taking morale checks, all that sort of stuff. But I guess we'll have to see when we get there.
Indeed.
Yeah, this is where I'm honestly hoping that my good rolls don't suddenly all turn into 12s. I can't do anything against boats.
Well, my turns that look like 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 11, 10. Let's hope this game that's 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2. That would be a nice change. Statistically the same, I'd like to point out.
That's right. That's right.
All right, wind change.
I do think it's funny. I think this has come up against Rutan before, where passengers on a boat can be removed and put into a cloaking box. So,
We could use a cloaking display, but that seems fiddly and annoying to me.
but the thing is like it's only used once you're in the boat, right? And
Right,
then
on water, exactly.
and
Right.
then and then you're only going 1 hex, so there's not really a point of cloaking. But it does bring up the question of why isn't cloaking also used for ground transport? Uh, and
Interesting. Yeah.
and I think the idea is because I think the boat stuff came after, and
Hmm.
they didn't want you to be able to target landing craft like in a D-Day scenario, because you would know which ones are the good ones or which ones have tanks in them and all that sort of stuff.
Right, or pick on the leaders or
Mm-hmm.
particular support weapons. Right.
It made it particularly easy to just like snipe the good units. Oh, speaking of snipe, do we have snipers? We
Oh,
do. I have a SAN of 3 and you have a SAN of 2. Haha.
and I probably forgot to set up the info block
Oh,
again.
I'm doing it right now. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You have an ELR of 5 and I have an ELR of 3. So basically, you're never disrupting, and I might disrupt.
Yeah, we're in pretty good shape, huh?
I mean, it doesn't really matter where I put the snipers. I'll just put them there.
Yeah, I'll just put mine there.
Overland movement. All empty boats can be carried overland by infantry using a manhandling system. Unlike gun manhandling, these infantry are not TI and may still carry up to their normal IPC. Manhandling infantry must amount to at least 1/3 of the boat's PP to attempt manhandling. Sure. Uh,
Important point because a half squad is 5,
mm-hmm.
and Their capacity is 14, so a half squad can carry a boat.
Yeah. A large raft may not be manhandled into or out of a building. I love the out of a building. How would you get the
Yeah,
boat
yeah. Who
into?
deploys with the rafts and buildings? Jeez.
What a goof. Imagine being in a tournament and having someone point that out to you. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Setting up your rafts in a fortified building.
Yeah. You also can't.
I'm gonna roll for deployment here.
Oh, sure, sure. Um,
Just barely make it. I'm glad I put the leader there.
I'm also very surprised that you can't manhandle it around a building via infantry bypass. Like a large raft can't do anything in a building hex essentially, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, yeah. Large raft. Right. These little guys
Yeah, they're
we
all
can
small
use
rafts.
bypass. Yeah.
Yeah, let me manhandling. I'm assuming you're still doing whatever you're deploying and all that.
Yeah. I am actually. I'm done with fiddling about.
Cool.
No prep fire.
All right, no prep fire. We go straight to movement.
Straight to movement. Starting here.
Okay.
And, well, if these boats were actually where they're supposed to be, this would be a lot easier for me. They're doing the thing again. I'm just going to get them out of the way for the moment. And that screwed the whole stack up. Fantastic. Get to do all of this over again. Okay.
You get labor status. How do you get? I guess if you're trying to go across the same. Huh.
All right. I'm so trying to move and they're not letting me. So let me just do that. 1, 2 into T6.
Or is the guy with a boat or not with a boat?
No, nobody has a boat.
Okay. Yeah, you're there for 2.
4.
Sure.
Into T6.
I don't see the guy that moved.
Oh, okay. We'll do it the other way again. 2.
Sure.
4.
You're there. Yeah, so those guys, because those guys don't have boats either, right? Right now it's just
no boats.
Okay.
No, you're looking at people moving through the buildings without any boats.
Okay. So even this next this next guy, no boats.
No boat. 2, 4.
Sure.
No boats.
Okay.
Leader. 2.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Okay.
4. And the hexy is okay, and the boats remain there. Like I said, we'll see if this is genius or totally stupid. Very, very, very shortly. All right. Next guy. I have to do a little 2-step again. 2.
Sure. No boat.
No boat.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
2.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Sure.
And by now, I think you get the gist. 2, 4.
Okay.
2, 4.
You're there?
Okay. Man with a boat. 2.
Roll your pushing.
Manhandling. He's good.
What's the other? There's. Oh, you get -2 for moving. Oh, where was he moving? It doesn't matter. I'm surprised you get -2 for crossing a road hexi. Um, all right. Is there anything I want to do to that guy? No, you can be there for 2.
Okay. Uh, trying to move in another hex.
Sure.
He's good. 4 and beaching on
Can you beach at the same
this.
time?
Beach costs nothing. Yeah, you just have to declare it. And that's 4.
Sure.
Okay. Sure, you say. Interesting. Not blasting my guys.
Well, I gotta see what you want to do first.
Gotcha. All right. Next group of dudes
Mm-hmm.
with a boot. They have a boot. Pushing to there for 2. Good.
Sure.
I pass R4 for 4
Okay.
and beaching.
What's your what's that roll?
Yeah,
Oh, you know
roll
what?
that.
Is that is
With
a
the leader, they're still good.
is a manhand
And
is
I can't get the thing to go where I want it to go. There you go.
is manhandling a task check? No, right?
No, just the die roll.
Right, but it's just for in terms of like sniper, right? It doesn't. It's not a. I'm gonna check sniper real quick because that's.
Oh, is it a sniper
I don't.
activation roll?
I don't
Interesting.
think it is, but because it seems like it wouldn't make that much sense. But because the one thing that's annoying is that entrenching is. So, subject any during prep fire, movement, defensive, advanced fire to hit morale check, task check, non-OBIFT, or entrenching. Yeah, okay. I think you're. Yeah. I think you're good. I don't think I see anything that implies otherwise. So. Oh, that's actually an interesting question. I guess it wouldn't matter.
What's that?
So when you go into R4 as bypass,
Yep.
so that is 3 total, and then you beach the boat. But then do you pay then the extra one to get in the building afterwards? How does that work?
Oh, as usual, it has taken us 10 minutes to break the game.
I don't think it's breaking it. I just think because it's always that weird like you can't stop in bypass, right? So you have to pay the full amount. But how does that work with regards to beaching? Which I guess like beaching I don't think is
If beaching doesn't cost movement factors,
yeah,
it's
no.
you just have to. Oh, unless you don't declare it, then it would cost 1.
Oh, okay. So if you don't declare beach as you get in,
Then if I wanted to declare beaching next turn, it would be 1, and then I would only be able to move 1 on the water.
but is that interesting? Yeah, I've cleared. I think it shows. I've never done carry boats and then beach the boats, because it sounds weird to beach it in that way. But yeah, anyways, you still have the points to get in the building. I just wasn't sure what the order of effects was.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
But cool.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
good there.
you didn't blast. You didn't blast him. Okay. Next guy.
What are you gonna do? Just beach into some wire? I'm fine.
Yeah.
You don't scare me.
Next guy. It's not going there, but we have to do fancy footwork. Uh, 2. Rolling.
Okay.
He's okay. 4 and beaching here.
Sure.
Here. Here, please. Thank you.
That's what's the roll?
Oh yeah, he has to roll.
Yeah, you gotta keep rolling. That's the thing.
Getting close with these rolls, but I haven't puked on it yet.
I'm waiting.
That's right. All right. Next guy.
Oh wow,
where
you
does
have a
he-
plus. So if you ever, oh okay, yeah, I guess if you roll 12, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the open ground is a +2. Yeah.
No, isn't it just +1?
It's plus for movement points
Oh.
expended, right?
Right, because I'm just counting the unit getting in there, not the fact that you're paying 2. Okay. That makes
Yeah,
way
I
more
think
sense.
the best case scenario we start at a +2.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, we're always learning
Next
here.
guy.
That's good.
2
With the roll.
with the roll. Yep. You just keep reminding me.
All right, you're good.
Again, living dangerously. Look at my awesome streak of 9s. I'm glad I'm not shooting.
Yet.
But I roll wicked D&D characters. For anybody wondering, it's my only salvation. And 4.
Sure.
And beaching. All right, let me get the boat out of the way. Get the infantry squished and see if he'll beach. He will. Okay.
Well, what's the roll?
And a roll, right? And a roll. And a roll.
All right, you're still good.
Yeah. Okay. He's done.
Sounds good.
Next guy. Who is this guy? It's this guy. 2. Rolling. Living
Okay.
dangerous. 4. Rolling.
You're still good.
Look at these die rolls. Oh my gosh. And obviously he's not beaching from not on the shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's it for movement.
Next guy. Next guy.
Next guy.
This guy down here.
I just see 2 boats.
Oh, wrong guy. Wrong. Okay, yeah, that's movement.
All right, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going insane there for a second. Like,
Nope,
it's
nope,
starting
you're
to-
not crazy. I pick him up later.
So I'm just gonna do 8 firepower up 2 against U6.
Okay.
Well, I will cower. Do I cower twice or just once? I might just cower.
Oh, they're green.
once.
Wow.
Yeah. Is it
I
unit
mean, it
substitution?
doesn't change the fact that he rolled another 4.
Yeah, but it's not gonna. I wish I hadn't rolled a
Yeah, if they
4 that
double
way.
cower, I guess that's
Yeah,
that's
because they're
correct,
green. Now it is. It's still normal morale check, so I will take it. But yeah, it's kind of a little unfortunate.
All right, normal. Did you say?
Yeah, normal morale check because it'll be 6 on 4.
Got it. Okay, leader. Good. And then we have 3 squads on 8 morale, so 10, 10, 10. Top, middle, bottom. Wait,
Boo.
I didn't break a whole platoon on the first shot of the game? Who is that imposter?
Boo. I know it's the games are so much easier, so much better back in the day. What's all this about? Um, just for shits and giggles, because I don't know if I can actually see it. X2 to the guys in T5. It's gonna be long range, but I don't know what the. That is a clean shot. Damn, I should have used it before. Two flat. No.
Yeah.
Um. 8, 9. You know what? Also for shits and giggles, EE4. It's going to long range fire at U6. It is a 2-up 1. 7 on 2 is nothing, unfortunately. And that is it for defensive.
Okay. Advancing fire. What do we got? So these guys have assault fire, so they're 4s. So we have 12, 15 there. We have 12 there, 13 there. And we got 3 there. All right. These guys against those guys.
Sure.
So it looks like 15 flat.
What do we got here? So it's 5 halved to 2.5 plus 1, 3.5 rounded up 4. So every squad is 4, and then another 3. So yeah, 15 flat.
15 flat.
What is a 5 on 15? 3 morale check. Yeah, they're not bad. It's not.
Good for you. You deserve it. Like we're guilt by association. We're still angry at the polls from the last game.
Yeah, gross. What did they ever do?
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get all the rest of these guys. So what do we got? We got a 4 and a 4 and a 4 there. So that's 12. We got a machine gun, so 13 and a half, 14 and a half, 15 and a half, 16 and a half. Up 1. 16 up 1 there. Sound right?
Again, it's 4 from the assault engineers plus an extra 6. So it's 21 and a half. Yeah, 21.
These guys are halved, right? So plus 3.
Which guys are halved?
So I got 4, 8,
Because
12.
T6 in and of itself is 13 and a half. Because we already know it's 4 for the squads and then 1.5 for the MMG.
Right. So 13 and a half, and then these guys
are 2. So it's 6 from T5.
It's 3 from T5, right? They're half squads.
But so it's 2 halved, right? So it's 1.
Oh, okay. I'm
then,
looking at the counter and it's not underlined. Duh.
Oh well, there's that, but also if you were to calculate assault fire, right? It's 2 halved to 1, and then plus 1. You can't round
Plus
up
1,
from there,
right?
So the stack would normally be 6, but because those guys are half squads and don't have assault fire, which I didn't realize either, that would be 3 from them. So 18. Sorry, 16. 16 up 1.
16 up 1. That's where I started. 16 up 1, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wait, a number under 7? Impossible.
16, 2 morale check. Okay, well, I'm thankful for that one.
Strikes again. Okay. Anybody else have normal range fire? I guess this guy over here does. So he looks like a 1-up-1. That the same guy?
Sure.
Nada. And he's long range, so he's gonna be. What is he gonna be? He's a 4. Oh, he's not long range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I should have threw him in on that shot. So 4-up-2.
Sure.
Hours. Never mind. Okay, that's it for advanced fire.
All right. Routes. Routes. Take these off. Can I do that? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. I can actually do that. That's kind of silly. So, guy in V3, because the only guy who's broken, has to try and route to X2. Oh, no, wait, I can't because the wire.
That's interdictable, right?
So the question becomes, what can be interdicted versus what can't? And so W3 I can't go into because I'd be interdicted, but you have a legal target as long as you can get there in movement factors. So I wouldn't go to W3, I'd go to V2 first. And then the question is, if I want to try and go to W2, but I think that's also interdictable. So my target might actually have to be W1. I'm just trying to, because I don't know if I just have to check if you take interdiction in consideration or not. Routing, direction. It's not direction. Otherwise, broken units routes. Broken units must route away. Can never be increased. They can end in open ground. Sure. That's not what I'm looking for here. I guess it is in direction. Okay, so because I don't want to go through interdiction if I don't have to. But can't decrease range, which yeah. Can't move towards an enemy unit. Must move to the nearest in movement factors calculated at the start of the road phase, building or woods, unless that route is through a known minefield FFE or is not traversable. Okay, no, you have to. All right. So can't be fancy. So basically, I'm gonna go to V2 and then W2. Hope I can't be interdicted, which I'll probably be. No. Okay. Well, color me surprised, and then I make it into X2. I also don't think I'm getting closer. Like if so, this is 3 hexes from V6 or U6. Sorry, and I'll just use U6 as an example because everybody else is further. So 3, 4, 5, and then this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So I'm never getting closer. So that should be legal.
Yeah, it looks kosher.
Cool. That is the route phase.
Okay. Oh, did I put the drift marker facing the wrong way?
Yeah, west. Because it's going west.
Oh, okay. Then would you mind if I retcon one thing? I'll beach the boat in R4 on the other hex side.
Okay, but I just wanted, because that would be different bypass, and then maybe I would shoot. It's fine.
If I don't drift off the map on the first turn, that would be embarrassing.
Well, just like the large raft deployed into a building that can't get out.
I should have deployed them in the building. What was I thinking? All right, advanced phase. This is where it gets fun. On the boat. in the water. Splash. And let's see. The boat. Splash.
You have 2 boats moved into the water. Just FYI.
Yeah, in that hex. I was gonna say square, which would be embarrassing.
Nobody's ever gonna comment on that one. You're good. I've never met that much of a ASL purist. What do you mean squares?
And let's move them down. They're not in this. They're not in the hex. Fantastic. Come on, boys. Do your thing. And down. That should do it. It didn't do it. All the way down. Looks like that didn't work either. There we go.
Yeah, you can just use the arrow keys if you want.
Yeah, I am. I'm just using the wrong arrow.
Oh.
Yes, using the arrow keys works great unless you grab the wrong key. Right. Right. So let's see. What do we want to do here? All right. We will put this guy and this boat. All right. Let's just move him out of the way. The boat in the water. Put the dude in the boat. There we go. Okay.
Wait, so the guys in U6 are able to advance into T5 and load to get into T4?
T T4? I'm not. This is T4?
Yeah, because you had your guys in U6 advanced into T5 and then
Yep.
took the boats and then got into T4?
We can board in the advance phase and splash, yes?
But you can move into a new hex and then splash into a second hex? I guess that's my question, is like, is that not...
An infantry unit loads onto a boat that is beached in its location at a cost of 1 movement factor. And there is no cost to enter the water obstacle. Right. So the boats were beached on a T4 hex side?
Sure, but that's in the movement phase.
Am I double jumping?
Well, it's just I'm just curious about how that works, right? Because if you're getting 2 hexes of movement, if you catch my drift, otherwise there's no cost to beach a boat. A passenger must beach a boat before it exits a boat. Sure, passengers can load onto or unload from a boat only if it's beached, and can do so only across the hex side on which it is beached during their movement phase, advance phase. A beach boat can be freely unbeached anytime during the movement phase, advance phase, at the option of the possessing infantry passenger unit by moving it from its straddling position, same water hex. A beach boat and its passengers at the elevation level of the water, but are not in the water. What? Sure. Yeah, I guess my question is just regarding personnel can load onto a boat only if it is beached and can do so only across the hex side on which it is beached during their movement advance phase. So if you're advancing into T5, are you not crossing the hex side to get onto? That's my only thing about it. And of course, there's no QA because nobody plays boats. Is there not a? Because I feel like in no matter what, normally in the advanced phase, you can only move one hex, right? And if you're going into a boat, wouldn't it be in the hex that the boat is in? That's the only. Does advanced phase say anything about this? No, of course. Why would it? And it all talks about freaking yeah, like
I see what you're saying. So it
because like loading.
personnel can load on only across the hex side across which it is beach. Okay, so I think you're right. I think I'm misunderstanding the rule. So let's retcon those guys back to where they came from.
Yeah, because I like not that I want to like
No, no, I think upon closer reading, I think you're 100% on that. So no worries. Let's make sure my stack isn't messed up. All right. So then, all right, it kind of messes with the plan a bit, but not completely. We can jump the halfies in there.
I mean, you still have
I
a
mean, that wasn't their
doomsday.
job. Their job was to
Well,
run back and grab more boats, but you know, live and learn.
hmm,
Okay.
yeah, because that messes a lot with the next stuff. But yeah, anyways, at worst, while we're still thinking about things, I'll try to pull up the journal 9, see if they say anything specific about that. Just in case like it ever comes up or whatever.
Got, got you.
But otherwise, yeah, if there's any other movement or advances,
Yeah, that's it. Advanced phase is done.
cool. There
We
is
don't
no
have any close
CC.
combat.
There's no CC. We go to Polish turn 1, rally phase.
Polish turn one.
No weather change. I will attempt to rally. I will not get rally. Prep fire phase. Well, so are the boats treated as just like as regular vehicles, or how does that work? They just treat it as unarmored vehicles?
I think it's just an unarmored vehicle. I don't think it's any more complicated than that. But I will be reading rules.
I guess like I just think non-ordnance and area target type versus boat and water. All non-ordnance attacks and area target type hits versus non-beach boats have their FP halved or actually quartered due to normal have firepower of area target type. Okay, so you're quartered on a okay. And are resolved on the IFT's vehicle line. Boats, like vehicles, are not subject to the DRM for first fire movement open, non-assault movement. Yeah, the boats aren't. If the final IFT die roll is less than the vehicle kill number of such boats in that location included that they all sink, sure. If the IFT DRR equals the vehicle kill number, one such boat counter in that location, except for ties, exception 3 boat small raft, suffer casualty reduction among its passengers with no MMC or MC LLMC for survivors. All others are unharmed. Otherwise, boat passengers cannot be attacked separately, sure. They share the fate of their boat instead. Right, so you still take morale checks and all that. It's just boats is what really the big thing. Okay. And then if it's a beached boat, it's full firepower. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I might as well try my hand at. I guess I have two options. What's my odds here? So for firepower, I need a 5 or less to affect the boats itself. Actually, I'm on
That's easy.
halved. I need a 4 or less, so even less. There's no modifiers for the units on boats?
Well, if you sink the boat, I think we just die.
Sure, but I just
Oh, is there a collateral attack?
there'd
Now
be a collateral attack.
We're back in reading land again.
I'm just the only thing I'm concerned about is if there's like because you know how cavalry automatically is a minus. So
Yeah.
if you're on boats, do you have a -1 or whatever for being on the boat? Because it's not like there's protection on the boat. And if you're being attacked at half firepower already, I'm surprised there wouldn't be.
Right. Otherwise, boat passengers cannot be attacked separately except for Sniker. They share the fate of their boat. Right. Landed beached, we know that's different. There's no ordnance. Right. Thinking shallow water. Broken berserk. May not enter a boat. Blah, blah, blah. No, that's it. Yeah, it
Wait.
doesn't say anything.
Oh, I think I get it. Okay, so the boat is halved, but not the units on the boat. Right?
No. The last line of 5.5. Otherwise, boat passengers cannot be attacked separately. They share the fate of their boat.
But I'm not attacking them separately. I'd be doing a collateral attack. Right? Would it not be that you would attack, like I would say, like as an example, I'm shooting the leader and the half squad in S4. So I shoot them, but you're obviously I'm shooting half at the boat. That I understand, whatever. But are you not doing a 4 against as a collateral attack against everybody else?
I mean, it says otherwise they can't be attacked.
Because this is enter a boat passenger never takes a morale check or task check for any reason. Wow. Huh. Wow, that makes boats surprisingly strong.
Yeah. Until
very
they
interesting.
beach, they seem to be fairly survivable, huh?
Yeah, which I'm not sure how much I agree with that for rafts. Like I understand other boats, but like really, that seems so because like they're just inflatable. They're not armored.
Little
They're
dinghies. Yeah.
they're already small target size, which that I agree with. They should be small target size, but like, do you really not? You don't fully counter determined.
Yeah, I honestly didn't read that paragraph very closely. I didn't realize that you were half just because we're boats.
Yeah,
Now,
because
because I'm the guy with the boats, I think it's groovy, but I'm with you. I'm not sure why balloons are harder to hit than trucks, for instance. That strikes me as an odd rule, but I don't know.
like
Maybe it's, the fact that they're hard to see and, choppy water and blah blah blah.
yeah, like
I don't know.
I understand being halved, especially for ordnance, because like the typical thing would be like mortars, right? And because we're talking about explosives, the water's gonna absorb a lot of that explosive impact. So that I'm I totally get. The IFE, I'm not quite sure about, but look, at this point, we got to get this going, I think. So yeah, I'll do U3 is gonna shoot. I guess I'll do although that is a very tempting target though. I mean, having that guy with a flamethrower. Hmm. I wish I didn't see the flamethrower guy because that is a very pretty target.
Yes, you'll note that I didn't realize that I put the flamethrower there, but this is the kind of stuff that I do. Yes,
You know, it's
that was my brilliant plan, was to
exactly
distract you.
make
Yes, that's
the
right.
decisions that much more agonizing. I'll just shoot S4. Yeah, so no effect apparently. Even yeah, all right.
Uncomfortably close though.
Eh. All right. Well, that is. I don't think I have anything special going on here. No artillery or anything. So I'll just go to movement phase. In the movement phase, over in X2, I'm gonna have the green squad go to W2 for 1.
W2 for 1. All right, we're gonna have something to say about that, my friend,
Uh oh.
because we do have machine guns.
You don't want to use your machine guns. Why would you
We do
want to
have
use
machine
those?
guns, and they do something called a fire lane, right? So if we snapshot, can we place a fire lane? That is a good question.
I don't know about that one. Because
And why don't I just
if you, because even if you can, it then goes into the world of can you see the hex that it would be in? Spawn, hex spawn, be
well, it's going to be
entered.
range 5.
Neither a MG that must change its covered arc nor an ordnance weapon or a weapon using. Yeah, we're not worried about that. Fire can only snapshot a unit crossing the hex side. Um, is there anything in fire lane here? Fire lane. The fire can make only one snapshot at a unit crossing a hex side, even if that unit is expecting more, but may do so after other, even non snapshot attacks, exception fire lane. That's not what we're looking at here. Restrictions, residual firepower. Yeah, these are all firepower. I'm looking for fire lane. Oh, and maybe it's in the machine gun section? Where are we at? Machine guns and sport weapons. Fire lane. Snapshots. A unit crossing a hex side to enter exit a location where an alternate hex grain fire lane exerts residual firepower may be attacked by it as a snapshot.
Oh, residual firepower is NA on a snapshot, and isn't a fire lane a form of residual?
Yeah, yeah. Fire lane is
So,
residual.
so no fire lane. Okay. No residual. So that answers all of my questions. We're still going to shoot him though.
Boo.
So so these guys. So where do we trace line of sight to?
The
Is
hex
it
side
either?
is crossed.
But either like which like is it range 4 or range 5 is the question.
I think it has to be 5 because it's not W3. He's not going into W3. He's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like X2 and W2 are both 5 range. My gut feeling would be it has to be the
Yeah, I don't know if there's a cheese out move there. Snapshot. Snapshot. Snapshot.
It's fire.
An entire hexide. There you go. Range 5. Okay. So I'm halves, so we got, what do we got?
Where is
5,
it?
10,
Where does it say
15.
for? Because I know it says entire hexide, but is it? Does it say
Oh, right. He
range?
could trace line of sight. Okay. That was cross. And okay. Even if the center dot is out of the fire's line. We knew that, right? No FF Namo.
Yeah, you don't get NAM or MO. There's no TEM because I'm not crossing like a hedge or a wall or anything like that. There's no smoke.
Right.
It's so I think it's just it's a halved firepower with no modifiers.
Yep. All right. So we got 5, 10, 15, 18, 21. So 10 down 2. That sound right?
Are you sure about that? Because this is you've got your 15 is halved to 7.5, right?
Right.
And then plus 6 for the LMGs.
Oh, right. They're
So
not at
13.
long range. Okay.
So 13, and then obviously if the leader is participating or not.
Yeah, leaders participating. All right. Income.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'll just kill him.
But we don't get any residual. But we do get rate of fire for the MGs, right?
Pretty sure. I don't think there's anything that would stop rate of fire. All right. Well, squad in Z2 is gonna normal move Y2 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
2 to X1.
That's down the spines, is it not? It is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So range 6. So we can take a 6 down. Can the leader still direct the machine guns, or is that one and done? I always forget that.
I think you can because you're still part of the same group. I don't
Same,
think
right?
that's
It's not a different phase, right?
Yeah, it's not you're not like even though the SMGs, even though the LMGs are shooting separately because of rate of fire, that doesn't mean that they're not part of the original group that the leader was directing. My understanding is you'd be able to get them. You'd still be able to apply them.
Got it. So 6 down 4. That's gross.
Yeah, well, I don't have much options, so I think that's going to be a game already, which is kind of annoying because I don't think there's anything else I can really do.
And that shot could actually leave a fire lane, so that's pretty gross as well.
Because like I can move this guy to a different area, sure, but I'm already down 3 squads. Yeah, I don't think there's any way for me to do anything about this. Wait, do you have a fire lane now with the machine guns? Is what you're saying with that?
Yeah, they could. You still can leave residual, right?
But leaving residual and fire lane are different. Because if you're leaving residual, it's
Oh.
an X1. But if you shoot, you have to declare a fire lane, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is a fire lane was legal from them, right?
I mean, it is legal, but so now we have to calculate the angle at which that fire lane exists, right? Because you're using an alternate hex grain.
Right. So I place the counter. It's alternate this side, right? Boom, 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 boom.
Is okay.
No, am I doing that wrong?
No, I don't. I mean, the only problem is for me is that alternate hex grain is always annoying to try to
Yeah,
figure
then
out.
you start shooting around corners and stuff. I got you. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more because is there one that exists here? No, I wish someone would come up with one because there's Firelink counters that exist, right?
Oh, neat.
Um,
Okay.
but the problem is that like you kind of have to futz with them quite a bit. So it's like, okay, well, here to blah blah blah. It's just I kind of wish there was just an overlay that you could put that just had the drawing. Um, because yeah, it just means that some hexes I don't think you can actually hit. Like I don't think you can actually hit W2, even if you have a fire lane on an alternate hex grain. I don't think it can ever hit that location. Which is again goes back to like the weird thing about alternate hex grain fire lanes.
Yeah, they're irritating.
Yeah, like the example that they have doesn't really help all that much either because it doesn't go um, like when looking at the rule book, the initial one alternate hex grain only shows like a straight shot, so it's self-explanatory. But the other one, the second one, kind of gets a little bit closer to what I'm talking about, where um, I'll send it to you in Discord. Um, so in this image that I sent, you can see like you have a fire lane and it's an alternate hex grain, but you technically can't hit DD5 in it. Basically, all I'm trying to say. It's like there a fire lane can exist, you just can't actually hit W2, even though, etc. Um, yeah, I mean,
Right. Well, the defender decides whether it's north or south alternate, right?
oh for sure. But since you declared it's
Yeah.
on, we'll say west side, I'm just saying
Yeah.
W2 doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, it would still be a snapshot on the hex side. So.
Sure, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just not really worried about that. 1 to Y3. Like I already don't have the
Uh,
units for this scenario anymore, so
okay. So that guy moved.
yeah,
Okay.
to Y3 for 1.
Gotcha.
Bypass X2 for 2, and on the I'm bypassing X1 Y2 side,
X1, right on the hidden side. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay.
and then 3 into W2.
Okay. So he gets one down, two from the fire lane.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Well, snapshot. No, I don't think you get the.
If it's a snapshot, there's no
Yeah, there's no
FFMONA, right? So
just one flat.
one flat from the fire lane. Okay, one flat.
No, off by 1. That's as far as you can go, anyways. Um, and then over in the back, going to declare CX. 2, bypass 3, 4, 5, bypass 6, 7, and defensive.
Okay, fair enough. Defensive. All right, so this guy and these guys. What do we got? 5, 10, 15, 18 there, and 5 there. So 23.
Mm-hmm. 23 up 1.
23 up. 23 up one at that guy.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
I'm up to my normal stuff again.
12 on 23 Pentastic. And they're bin.
All right, well, I guess it could be worse. So let's see. The guys from the boats are halved. So we got one.
You can shoot from the boats?
Yep, just like a vehicle. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we could shoot a 4 up one. Why not?
Quartered?
Oh, no, 4. Yeah.
Quartered if
Yeah, it's
unbeached.
not the advanced fire phase, right?
No, this just says quartered as mounted fire and bounding or motion fire due to the boat's motion status if unbeached.
I thought that said in the advanced fire phase. My bad.
Nah, yeah. It's just
Okay,
it just
so
says that in the advanced fire phase you're halved again. So instead of being
halved
quartered, you'd
again.
be
I gotcha. Okay.
yeah, it's like you'd
So let's see.
be
So we have 2,
eighth.
4, 6, 8. So we have 2 firepower.
Sure.
2
Two
up
two
1. Yeah, why not? Can't cower.
up two. Not up one.
7 on the 2 is
Yeah,
a
it's
nothing, right?
It's still 8 on
Okay.
2. Your leader does not provide a -1 for everybody.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah, that's everybody's shot. You don't need to put the counters because
That's
they're just gonna go away anyways. Advanced fire phase, I have none. Routes, none. Advances, unit in W2 is gonna go to W1. Actually, you know what? I'll just go to V1. Doesn't really fucking matter at this point. And then the units BB10 are gonna go to AA10, and that'll be it.
Okay. All right. Wind change. Hello.
Ooh, gusts. I don't think that does anything for boats, so
I hope not.
I'd be surprised if it did anything for boats.
It would be typical for me to have the wind blow directly in my face and blow my boats back on land.
If only. No, you need some sails for those.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to deploy anybody this turn? Definite maybe. Definite maybe. No, we don't want to deploy anybody. We gotta get rid of that guy. We gotta get rid of that dude. All right. Prep fire.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 18, 21. He's gonna move. Uh, 21 flat.
Sure. Six on 21. 3 morale check. Yeah, that's I'm not even gonna bother. It's over. There's nothing I can do. Oh, did I get a rally on that? Yeah, no, that's even less of a success. That's it for this one. I'm actually shocked at how disappointed I am of this scenario. I'm just very, very frustrated by it. I think having the Germans all have assault fire is like the worst decision that they gave to this scenario.
Yeah, this is now that we understand how survivable the boats are on the water. I mean, the Germans can set up these monster kill stacks on Overwatch, and there you go.
Yeah, and I think what's so, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the entrenchments, like the pillboxes, wouldn't be hidden if you had LOS on them to begin with, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so it kind of makes it so that you know where the pillboxes are. So even if you were trying to be cute and have like the pillboxes up front, there's nothing you can really do to prevent getting into the river, and then you can just walk around every, like, there's so many LOS obstacles that there's not much you can really do to ever prevent the Germans from gaining anywhere. And then having four
Yeah.
green squads is just,
The green squads is the killer, yeah, because once they're flipped, like they're never coming back,
yeah.
right?
And you, I don't have, like, I've got two leaders, but I don't have a -2 leader, so I'm not, it's really hard you're already in an uphill battle to ever try to rally them.
Right, right.
um
And once I clear the riverfront, I mean, I'm gonna focus fire on your leaders until they're broken, right?
yeah,
With these kill stacks.
I'm
And in
su-
an 8-turn game, I have plenty of time to get across.
yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, it's 7.5, but you have 8 turns. I got 7.
I have 8 turns.
That's
Yeah, yeah. If I had 6 turns, I couldn't set up kill stacks for 2 turns. I would just have to line the
mm-hmm.
riverbank.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can, I guess, like, if you're going to play this one, like, okay, well, the Poles can just set up way in the back, but then
I thought that you might just set up literally all the way at the back, and maybe even with the pillboxes pointing the other way.
I thought that was too silly. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm playing in a tournament, yeah, sure, I'll set up both pillboxes in R1. They can just target the same, like, they can have the same LOS. That's not going to change anything. And you don't have any firepower. I think you would have to target them individually, because I don't think you can. I think if you shoot at a pillbox, you can't shoot at the entire hex, because it's a different location.
Right. Yeah. The only thing I would wonder is, does a flamethrower affect the whole hex? That's the only thing I could think of. But we only have one of those.
I don't think it does, because the entire, it works off of IFE, and it's you're shooting at a location, right? And the pillboxes are never treated as the same
The
location.
separate location. It is. So yeah, we know that for sure.
That is my only. Now you could create, excuse me, you could create a flame in the target hex, and then that flame could turn into a blaze and all that sort of stuff. But I think the initial shot would happen against, just the location. But okay, so flamethrower firepower is an infantry with a normal range of 1 hex. A flamethrower may attack long range but never increases. Yada yada yada. Affected all forms of area fire. Reduced for cowering. DRM usage. If only it was more. Flamethrower attack versus non-armor units result that the act but receive no DRM due to leadership or the defender's TM except for non-covered arc attacks on a pillbox. CX DRM, sure. Line of fire.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. Pin unit can't use flamethrower versus AFE. Yeah, like, I think you'd have to choose the location that you're attacking, but you can still create. I believe you'd still get a flame against the woods, or you just shoot at the woods and then create a flame, because it's pretty likely that you'll get it, and then you just go from there. Is my.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, sure, you could just set up everyone in the back, and then I'm just playing a waiting game, and then you just move for 4 turns, right?
Right.
It's like
Exactly. Right.
like 1 to get onto the river, 2 to get across the river, 3 to unload, and then maybe get into the woods, as an example, and then
Yeah,
4
and
to
then it
get to.
becomes a half size map board in a 4-turn scenario. That's
Yeah,
right.
and it just ends up being like, well, why don't you just cut the scenario by 4 turns and have it be that the Germans set up here, or 8 and above in terms of, like, hex
Right.
number, and your goal
Yeah.
is just
Although
to get the pillboxes.
if you did the deploy, like, I'm looking, like, if you did the deploy in the corner thing, right? And keep in mind, you could point the pillboxes at that hex so that I can never attack you through your open hex zone. It's +7 for the game.
Yeah, I
So
know,
let's game
but again,
right, and then you could go one, two, three, four trenches, and then you could go one, two, three, four, five wires. That's great.
but but you know how stupid and unfun that would be.
Yeah, that would be
It's
super
just
annoying for the other guy. Yeah, yeah, but you could. I mean, I would say if you just Alamo in the corner here, the game is unwinnable. I don't think the Germans can reach it. Physically move that many squares and get through 2 lines of wire in 8 turns.
yeah, but you only have to at the same point, like you just have to make sure there's no good order unit there, right?
Yeah, but
It's not about
when you
taking it.
have to shoot at +7, I mean that's not that easy.
Yeah, but if you're but you
But
have kill stacks as well, right? Like you could just have a kill stack shoot through the covered arc. Like it's not. I'm not saying like that's
no, that's what I
the
was saying.
best
If you
answer.
wanted to game this, like you could do. Oops, sorry, I'm moving your dudes around. But if you put that there, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it would ever go in the hex, and then you put the covered arc there,
Oh, but
then you
that's
put the
even dumber.
right.
I would.
I'm just saying, the game designer in me is saying, okay, I just broke your scenario, right?
That's
Trench,
just.
trench, 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 and then wire, wire, and then a double line of wire over the trenches. Like I literally think it would be impossible for the German to move to the pillbox hex in 8 turns.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't disagree.
So
Like I think there's just. I mean, you don't even need the trenches really. Like the trenches are only there to put units in there so that their
yeah, that's
physical
true. Why
bodies.
why even bother with the trench? Well, yeah, I guess you could put the trenches in front of the wire just to make me walk over all your guys.
But
You
even if
just
they're
conceal and you never shoot.
behind, like you still have to get across them, right? Because you'd still have
Right,
to.
right. So now it's a turn of close combat, right? Or you're wasting time shooting at trenches. Yeah, yeah. This is what I was saying. You just go Alamo in the corner. Can the German get there in 8 turns? Probably not.
I mean, good luck. I mean, you could also just like toss wire in their hexes as well.
Yep,
Like
that's
use
right.
R0 and you have the woods that blocks even more line of sight. Like it's just I'm very disappointed by this one. Like I said, I think yeah,
Yeah, you played it straight, but obviously you could have, if this in a tournament, like,
but yeah, it's like if
resign on.
I think it goes back to like, do I want to have fun or do I want to watch you do nothing for 4 turns and then me also do nothing? Because at that point, like,
Right, right, and then me say, "Hey, wait a minute, I can't even get there. I resign.
yeah,
Take another one."
exactly. Like at a certain point, like yeah, I can play this. I can like I think going back to the argument, the discussion that we had right before starting today of like the people who spend, who want to spend 2 hours to analyze a scenario and say like what can I do and all the different possibilities like you can do that, but that's not fun. Like at a certain point you're just making it tedious for everybody involved.
Yeah, yeah, it's just, yeah,
um
you played it straight, and as it turns out, not not super balanced if you don't go full no fun deployment.
mhm. I mean, I can only hope that if we were playing these reversed, you wouldn't have set up in the corner like you're proposing, because then we'd have to
No,
have some
no,
more.
no. Yeah, looking at it from the Polish perspective, I had the same thoughts you did. Like, do you put the pillboxes in the line of fire and try to prevent the German crossing at the risk of just getting shot off the board, right?
You know what makes all of this
Uh,
even worse though is that and I didn't think about it until now. Like there's all the shenanigans with the boats, right? But I can't shoot a boat that's like I shouldn't be able to shoot a boat that's in Y6 because technically is it shift down? Yeah. Technically
oh, right,
it's
it's
water.
plateaued, right,
So I
right.
can't see into the water. So the entire like that doesn't even stop boats from getting to Y5. And you could just beach into Z4 and I would never be able to well, maybe if you're beached, but anyways, just don't go into those hexes and you're fine.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, and, I agree with it because when I saw the first thing I saw was this wall.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that wall screws the Polish player because now you kind of have line of sight issues and it's either or, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have line of sight issues no matter what, but I do agree that like it makes it worse because you can't like the only way you're ever getting to shoot is before you put the boats in the water, which I could have done, but if it wasn't if it wasn't for the double cower on U6, I at least have a little bit more going for myself, and it's real.
right, right. Yeah, the double carry was awful as well. Yeah, on a
Yeah.
good roll.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, now if I want to shoot the boats, yeah, like learning that it's halved firepower against rafts, which like I get for mortars and stuff. Like I if it was a gun shooting, I totally understand. But you would think that infantry alone, like machine guns, shouldn't have a harder time hitting boats if if you're near or at the same height level. But anyways,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, kind of disappointing. I have to admit. Um, but through obviously through no fault of yours, it's just bad. I think but I also so to preface all this or to post is all this. I don't know what to say to that. I do think it's great to still play these, and even if I'm having like a not necessarily the greatest of times, one, it's not necessarily because of the rolls, which is great. Um, but two, I think it's a great way to learn about scenario design
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That it's
because clearly, if when this was being designed, either they didn't think about your strategy of just holding up in the corner, especially with the covered arc turned around just for the extra +2, which is like, yeah, of course. Like, what are you gonna do, even with a
well,
minus
and
two
it's
leader?
not even
Like,
just the extra +2 for anybody interested in why that's more evil than you think it is. It's because that's the only terrain in the game that ignores a flamethrower.
hmm,
Flamethrower would shoot with the +7.
right, because you're not shooting through the covered arc.
You're not shooting
So,
through the covered arc,
right,
so it's like it cheeses the one hope the German player would have in that goofy
right,
deployment
right,
would be to get the flamethrower in place.
and you can't add the flamethrower to a fire group, so you can't
Right.
get the 12 just for being in a group, and obviously you'd have to get that close with the flamethrower in the first place and all that other stuff.
In the first, so you got to get the flamethrower through all the wire and the guys in the trenches to get adjacent for a 24 up 7.
Hmm. Yeah. What would even what does a +7 do to even? Let's say you get a 30. Your lowest roll would be a 2, obviously. If you're, let's say, like no leader bonus or whatever, that goes from a 4 KIA to a 2 morale check. So like,
Yeah, best case scenario is you get a 2 morale check. Yeah,
and if
after
you,
fighting your way all the way there.
yeah, and if you have the leader, it's a +5. You're still not getting a kill outright. It just becomes a 4 morale check, which, admittedly, like on 30 firepower, 4 morale check, it's still the elite Polish squads are still 8 morale. So
Right, and
you know,
you know,
but
gaming it out. I mean, obviously it's a B10 weapon, so
mm-hmm.
you got 6 possibilities and 36 to bork the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Right. Much a better chance of losing it than of getting a big hit. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No. But
Yeah.
anyways, what do we have next? Sounds
Oh yeah,
assault
I
on
don't. We
fort
didn't have.
line.
We didn't look past this one this week.
No, but that's just because we were kind of
We kind of
looking.
thought this was going to be a slog. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I will admit I wasn't expecting to have two guys just KIA'd right away. and I kind of really put a damper on anything you can do, because I think that just goes back to prior commentary on how the small scenarios can be fun because there's not, you don't have to worry about moving a lot of dudes, so planning isn't necessarily as not deliberate, but extensive. Like, you don't have to say, like, I need, 6 guys here, 4 guys there, they need to move, all these different things, have all these different plans. But as soon as you lose a quarter of your units in 2 shots, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, well,
Yeah, that's right.
what can I
That's
really
right.
what can I
In
really
half a
do?
turn. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Because it's either I don't move or I don't get to oppose you. So what's the real option? um Well, I think there's a couple of things available, but I think just for the interest of the stream itself, I will end it, and then we can talk about this offline. There's a couple options both for bounding fire, heat of battle. There's a critical hit scenario in there as well. So for the stream itself, thanks as always for watching, and should have a, what's the one I want to do with Rutan? I believe the next one is a Chinese versus Japanese scenario. So look forward to that, and see you next time. Bye.